I am looking for a job in international tax. Do you know if there are opportunities out there? And the answer to that is yes. One thing I would say, again, I try not to promote services on this call, but what I would do is I would go look for these type of jobs, LawCrossing Research Jobs. So it's like a research company. It's not like Crossing is a job search company. Not only can you see international tax jobs that are current, but you can see international tax jobs that firms had in the past. So that would be LawCrossing Archives. Company's been around for 20 years, so 20 plus years of expired jobs. And that'll just show you the people that hire those sorts of people. But for international tax is a weird practice area in the sense that many times it's a support role to corporate law firms. And law firms, when they hire tax people, they like them to be from other law firms, but there's not a lot of tax jobs in law firms. So it's just a very difficult practice area for many people to get jobs in. What I would recommend if you're a tax attorney would be to look at accounting firms as well as law firms that have had openings before. That's how I would use it's called LawCrossing Archives. I apologize for that short break. But what archives is just expired jobs. So if you're like a niche practice area, and that would be tax, other types of practice areas, a lot of times if a firm has had an opening in something like international tax in the past, it's likely to have one in the future. So it makes sense to look there. And then the only other thing I would do would be looking at old in-house openings as well. So you look at current openings, and it's the same logic that applies. So just look at that, and then that should show you people that have had openings potentially in the past. Okay, I just want to make sure that everyone understands this for every practice area. It's very important to try to look at expired jobs because one of the ways, like at BCG, for example, most of the placements we make, I would say 85 to 90% of them are at firms that do not have current openings. And so what that means is you can use the idea that firms had openings in the past as a guide. Certain firms may have M&A opening every 6 months. So even if they don't have one right now, if they had an M&A opening 6 months ago, the odds are that if you send them an M&A attorney, they're going to interview. Same thing goes with litigation. Certain firms are always seeking litigators at different levels, and same thing with patent and so forth. So many times it's like that with tax too. So looking at openings that are expired is often very important. The reason, by the way, that I get more people jobs at firms that don't have openings than openings is openings means the jobs are advertised and people are getting a lot of applicants. And not always, but many times. Non-openings means not advertised, marked with apply. Those are just things I recommend. Your chances of getting a job are probably 5 times greater if you apply to some place that doesn't have an opening because there's no competition. And a lot of times when you apply, like LawCrossing, for example, and this is again not a promotion for LawCrossing, but LawCrossing finds jobs from small websites and employer websites, and most of the time employers are not paying to advertise. So that means that you're getting a lot of places where you're not seeing advertised jobs, which is just helpful. It's just a search secret that I use in my job that is very helpful for people.